When did you first realize you wanted to be a writer or an author?
Well, I wrote my very first story, Iggy the Iguana, when I was 8. So I like to say that it was when I was 8, but I didn't start getting into the professional writing industry until I was about 25.
Okay. Second question. How long does it take a great and amazing author like you to write a book?
Well, thank you. It depends on the type of book. So my chapter book series in the Turtletown series, those books are around 65,000 words, where the Little Miss Molly books are only 1,000, and the Iggy the Iguana books are around 20 to 25,000. So it depends on the length of the story, but it also depends on the research. So a Turtletown book takes me about 2 to 3 years because I travel to do a lot of the research for those books in the surf industry and specifically about sea turtles and environmental issues that are happening out in the ocean. So 2 to 3 years it's taken per book.
Question 3. What is your schedule like when you're writing?
Well, I have to balance quite a few things because I also run a literacy organization called I Write, and we publish kids across the nation every year. And I also run my publishing company and publish for other authors. So if I'm writing a book, I have to be very, very strict with myself and to get up early every morning and write before I ever check my phone, my emails. I definitely don't want electronics to get involved so that it blocks my creativity. So it's the first thing I do when I wake up. Or if I know I have a deadline, I may go and check into a hotel by a beach and not go home until the book is finished. So when I do it, I drown myself into the whole research and the story, and I just have to keep going.
So you told us a little bit about your I Writes, but what else do you do in your free time?
In my free time, I love to stay active and run and bike outdoors. I spend a lot of time with people in the book industry and in the nonprofit industry, so I have to go to a lot of events every week. So I definitely spend a lot of time with people.
Where do you get most of your ideas from?
For my first books, my ideas came from my own childhood and experiences I had. And then as those stories continued on, for instance, in the Summer League book in Iggy the Iguana, I had to do a bunch of research on Little League. And for Crazy Days of 5th grade, I had to interview lots of 5th graders. So I get a lot of my fiction from real life information. And then of course with Turtletown, I moved to California to research that whole environment for a year. I spent about 4 months in Hawaii for the Hawaii Turtletown, the Green Room book. And then I spent about a month in Australia for the book that I'm writing right now, The Golden Boy, which is the 3rd book in the series.
Okay. You've already told us what your information is from. So, when did you write your first book and how old were you?
I wrote Iggy the Iguana, the first edition, which now we have the 2nd edition out, and the whole series looks different. But that first book I started in 2006, and it came out in 2008, because I had a lot to learn. It was my very first time to write a book, and I believe in 2006 I was 25 or 26. Yeah, so I think it came out when I was 26. So around that time, in my mid-20s.
Okay. What is the best and worst thing about being an author?
The best thing is getting to inspire so many young readers and writers to love literature as much as I do. I've always been a very creative person, but that's because of my parents and my mentors and my teachers always inspired creativity. So I love to get to inspire others. The worst part is I live my life on deadlines. So everything I do, from my projects to my authors' projects to our young authors' projects, there's a deadline for everything. So, as a young student who has homework, those are your deadlines. I have deadlines all the time too. And that's probably the worst part, because sometimes it can be really stressful, because if you don't make a deadline, that means your printing of your book isn't going to come out on time, and that affects the release of your book, and that could affect a lot of people.
That's all of our questions. If you want to give any of the kids any more information or try to give them something else feel free to.
Well, I encourage all kids to definitely get involved in writing, and we have many opportunities for authors that are young in the 3rd through 12th grade to be published through the I Write Literacy Organization. So iWrite.org is where you find that information, and we are about to launch a really fun program with our new character, I the Guy, in an interactive journal project. So all of that will be up on the website soon as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.